Thank you for tuning in to Abundant Moments. It's so easy to look at things and to just believe what we see, our circumstances. But God teaches us in His Word to not walk, to not live by sight, but by faith. In other words, when we know God's Word and we know His will, which His Word is His will, when we know that, then we're not going to just look at the circumstance and say, this is it. We're not going to say, well, what will be, or, I'm just going to accept this. But we're going to believe God's word and move a little further, move on to our victory, move on to our destiny, to our dreams and our goals. And we can see this in the life of Abraham. This past Sunday, I was talking about Abraham. And when you look at Abraham, you see that in the natural, it was impossible for him to become a father. In the natural, it was impossible for Sarah to conceive. 90 years old. I mean, that's an old lady. He was 100. That's an old man. But yet, they chose to believe God. They chose to take God at His word and not the word of what nature had to say or everybody else. And because of that, they received their promised child. I want to encourage you today to take God at His word. Don't just look at your circumstance and say, well, this is it. I just have to accept this. But know God's word and believe that word. And when you do, you will see your circumstances will change because God's word is truth, and truth changes facts. Facts never change truth, but truth will change the facts. So believe the truth of God's word more than your circumstance. Walk by faith, not by sight, and see God move in your life. Thank you for tuning in.